We look up at the night sky. We see the moon, the planets, the endless stars, and we want to go there. For over half a century, our only way to leave this planet has been to ride a controlled explosion. We call them rockets. They are magnificent machines. They roar with power. They tear through the atmosphere, defying gravity with sheer force. Rockets have taken us to the moon. They have sent robotic explorers to the farthest reaches of our solar system. They are a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless desire to explore the unknown. But this power comes at a staggering cost. Think about it. To send something into orbit, a rocket must carry not just its payload, but also all the fuel it needs to lift itself and that payload. So, what exactly is a space elevator? Forget the fiery spectacle of a rocket launch. Instead, picture something far more elegant. Imagine a ribbon. A very, very long and incredibly strong ribbon. One end of this ribbon is anchored to a floating platform on the Earth's equator. The other end stretches up, past the atmosphere, past the orbits of our satellites, to a point more than 100,000 kilometers out in space. It's a physical tether connecting our world directly to the cosmos. It's a literal highway to the heavens, a permanent bridge between Earth and space. How does it stay up? It doesn't fall down because of a delicate dance with physics. The Earth is spinning. The ribbon spins with it. Far out in space, at the end of the ribbon, is a large mass called a counterweight. As the Earth rotates, the counterweight is flung outward, creating centrifugal force. Once this structure is in place, how do we use it? We use climbers. These are robotic, elevator-like cars that latch onto the ribbon. Powered by electricity, they slowly and steadily ascend the ribbon. This electricity wouldn't be carried on board. Instead, it could be beamed up from the ground using powerful lasers pointed at solar panels on the climber. This means the climber doesn't need to carry any heavy fuel. It just needs a motor and the ability to grip the ribbon. It would be a quiet, smooth, and continuous journey from the ground all the way to orbit. The trip would be much slower than a rocket launch. Instead of minutes of intense G-forces, it might take several days to reach geostationary orbit, about 36,000 kilometers up. Passengers would experience a gentle ride, watching the blue marble of Earth shrink below them. Cargo would be loaded into climbers at the base station and sent on its way, like freight on a train. Multiple climbers could be moving up and down the ribbon at the same time, creating a constant flow of people and materials to and from space. It transforms space travel from a sprint into a steady, reliable journey. The primary benefit of a space elevator is a dramatic reduction in cost. Today, launching 1 kilogram of payload into low Earth orbit with a rocket can cost thousands of dollars. With a space elevator, estimates suggest that cost could plummet to just a few $100s per kilogram, or perhaps even less. This is a game changer. Why is it so much cheaper? Because you are no longer fighting gravity with brute force. You are simply lifting. The energy required is vastly lower. The climbers are electric and fully reusable. Operational costs are minimal compared to building and fueling a new rocket for every launch. This low cost opens up a universe of possibilities. We could afford to build on a massive scale in space. Imagine assembling colossal space stations, sprawling habitats in orbit, science manufacturing. While the vision of a space elevator is inspiring, the path to building one is paved with some of the most difficult engineering challenges humanity has ever faced. The single biggest obstacle is the ribbon itself. The material for this ribbon, or cable, needs to possess a mind-boggling combination of properties. It must be incredibly strong to support its own weight. The weight of the climbers, pulled taut by the counterweight. It also needs to be exceptionally lightweight. A steel cable thick enough to do the job would collapse under its own weight before it even left the atmosphere. Currently, no material we can mass produce is strong enough for the task. We are waiting for a materials science revolution. The most promising candidates are nanomaterials like carbon nanotubes, graphene sheets. In theory, these materials have the required tensile strength and low density. However, we are still a long way from being able to manufacture a flawless, uniform, 100,000 kilometer long ribbon from them. Any tiny imperfection or weakness in the ribbon could lead to a catastrophic failure. This material challenge is the primary reason a space elevator remains in the realm of science fiction for now. Even if we solve the material problem, a host of other dangers await. So, when can we expect to ride an elevator to the stars? The honest answer is, not anytime soon. Most experts believe a full-scale space elevator is many decades away, perhaps even a century. It's a long-term goal, a North Star for future engineers and scientists. It requires breakthroughs we cannot yet guarantee. We can't just decide to build it. We must invent the very stuff it's made of. This reality check is important. It keeps the dream grounded. But a long timeline doesn't mean a dead end. The journey to a space elevator will likely begin with smaller, more achievable projects. We might first see space tethers to boost satellites between orbits. We may see a lunar elevator, far easier because of the moon's low gravity and lack of atmosphere. These intermediate steps let us test the technologies, refine the materials, and gain experience building massive structures in space. Meanwhile, rockets remain our workhorses. Companies like SpaceX are lowering costs through reusability.